this Victorian derby is going to be huge.
Yeah, speaking of which, let's get the introductions for the Murray Steamers. It's over to Jack Everett.
Let's get things underway for match number 2 on Village Foundation Arena. Introducing first, the Murray Steamers. Firstly, 3-time Canadian Bowls champion, Brian Vesta. From the East Lothian Bowls Club in Scotland, 4-time Commonwealth Games gold medalist, Alex Marshall. And proudly representing the Moama Bowls Club, he is the 2014 Club Singles Champion, Michael Walker. And the coach of the Murray Steamers is Zane Meakin-Laurie.
What an outstanding effort from the Murray Steamers in their first year in the APL to be sitting in second spot as we speak. Alex Marshall has skipped the side magnificently. The world #1, Sir Alex Marshall, and the other two players, Ryan Bester and Michael Walker, have been just as impressive.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we know the city versus country rivalry in underage footy in AFL is pretty big. Let's get the Melbourne Roys.
And their opponents in match number 2 tonight, the Bluntstone Melbourne Roys. Introducing first, former captain of the Scottish national team, Graham Archer. He is the youngest man to ever represent Australia. He is Dylan Fisher. And from the Ocean Grove Bowling Club 2011 Australian Open Triples winner, Matthew Flapper. And the coach of the Bluntstone Melbourne Roys is Todd Simmons.
Alrighty, let's have a look at the Bluntstone Melbourne Roys. Dylan Fisher, the next best thing in Australian bowls. He was the youngest male bowler to ever represent Australia. He's just 20 years of age and just over the weekend won the under 25 World Championship. So indeed can play. Matthew Flapper, certainly one of the characters of Australian bowls. He was the 2014 Com Games 4's bronze medalist. And of course, Graham Archer, the former Scotland rep. He's age 47. We're all in readiness for the Victorian Derby. It is over to the one and only Mick Malloy.
Yes, I'm down here with two of Scotland's finest, Alex Marshall, MBE, and Graham Archer. No letters at all. You've let yourself down, you've let your country down. Boys, I know you love playing together. You've won a World Championship together, but playing against each other, how do you go? Is there any trash talk out there?
No, not at all. I'm sure we're both looking forward to the game, and I'm sure we'll both enjoy it.
And if there was trash talk, I'm guessing no one would understand a word of it because your accents are very thick, gentlemen.
So they keep telling me. I don't know. My accent's fine. Nothing wrong with it.
I really hope this interview is being subtitled right now. What are the tactics out there tonight, Alex? What do you do? You're considered the best bowler in the world right now. You're coming off 2 gold medals in Glasgow. What do you do straight off the bat?
I think just looking for consistency at the start, try and get the first set underneath our belt and continue from there on.
All right, and what do you do to counter that, Graham?
Oh, we'll win the first set and let them worry about the second set after that.
There it is, the trash talk's begun. And just before we go, gentlemen, one last question. You two weren't the proclaimers, were you?
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
We've got enough here for that.
Tear it up out there tonight. Good luck. It's a pleasure to meet you. The finest bowler in the world has come out here to be part of the APL. Get it on tonight, Roys. Let's go, people.
Mick Malloy downstairs with 2 of the best bowlers in the world, 2 of the best mates, and I don't think there were subtitles, Mick, but it is a big night for Victorian lawn bowls, and it's a big night for the Melbourne Roys and the Steamers. The Roys must win. The Steamers, if they lose, will be a bit nervous to see whether they make the top 4, and it will be Dylan Fisher who is going to start us off. He will have control of the mat. Wayne Turley is joining me in the commentary box, the coach of the Perth Suns, who will be watching this intently because the Perth Suns take on Adelaide after this, and the result in this match, Wayne, has a huge bearing on your match and whether or not your Perth Suns will make the top 4.
Yeah, sure does. Sure does, Mark. It's a big game now. Massive game here for us, the Perth Suns, but Moama Steamers, the Melbourne Royals, the two Victorian franchises doing an out battle here. But for the Perth Suns, if Moama win, the Murray Steamers win, we're through. But if Melbourne win, they're guaranteed a final spot, and then we had to fight it out in the next game against Adelaide.
Well, here is Dylan again. And unfortunately, for some reason, I've got very similar bowls here. The speckled bowls are the Melbourne Royals, and the full grey bowls for the Murray Steamers. And at home, it looks a bit clearer than it is for everyone here at Pine Rivers.
Actually, it's very interesting. They've had a white set too, the Melbourne Royals, but I don't know if it's luck or what it is. They reckon they win with the dark ones and don't win with the white ones. So they're going for their darker colour ones. Unfortunately, it clashes a little bit. But
has anyone told them that ability has more to do with winning a sporting contest than what colour bowls you use?
Exactly right. They're all supposed to be all the same, so I can't see what the difference is. But a big match coming up here. And for old Dylan Fisher, he just got off the lounge upstairs. He's got tonsillitis. He went to hospital yesterday, so...
World Championship one day, tonsillitis the next.
A huge result for Dylan last week. Become the Under-25 World Championship at Broadbeach, along with Chloe Stewart for Victoria as well.
He's had 3 bowls each, and it looks to be the Murray Steamers with 2. It's a pretty good effort from the Steamers, isn't it, to come straight in and perform as well as they did. They've run out of, should I use the pun, Wayne, a little bit of steam the last day or two after starting brilliantly the first day and a half. And now they find themselves in a must-win situation because now they could finish, depending on sets and all that sort of stuff. We could have 4 teams on 6 or 4 on 16 points. It's a difficult situation for the Melbourne Royals, who are outside the 4 on sets difference at the moment. They must win, because if they don't, their sets points aren't going to be good enough to leapfrog anyone, really, I don't think, unless one of you guys loses big time.
Exactly. It's Melbourne, all they know is that if they win, they're in. So that's all they have to worry about. So it's a big contest here. Which is great for TV, great for a big night tonight. The last round, after 14 rounds, it could come down to the last bowl tonight between the Steamers and the Royals, and also could come down to the last bowl tonight between the Suns and the Adelaide Messengers.
Good, 1 down, 1 play.
So just the 1 shot now for the Steamers. Ryan Bester and Michael Walker. Interesting decision for the Steamers here, Wayne, to start Alex Marshall on the bench.
Same ball, you get it. Same.
Matt Flapper on the bench for the Roys.
Yeah, a little bit of a tactic they used today during a few earlier rounds that Ryan come on, skip the first few ends.
I don't think Mick's going to be back anytime soon by the sounds of that.
Is that Mick's, is it the Coppers or the ambulance?
Don't tell me Kelvin's put another cuppa on, because that was a fire engine.
No. What a super effort, mate.
Keep him away from the oven.
Just slipping through the hole. So Ryan Best of his last bowl here, holding 1. Chance to come down just for that little hole there. Maybe sit the Roy's bowl to make a 3 for the first end.
The Blundstone Melbourne Roys must win to make their way into the top 4. When you consider they were 0-4 after the first day, and they won their first game on Tuesday night, their TV appearance, and this is just going to duck under, but it will be 1 to the Steamers, and they start with a shot on the first end. So the Steamers will settle the nerves with that. And there will be nerves because we're getting down to the business end of this competition. And Alex Marshall has come a long way to be involved in this.
Got Alex Marshall from Scotland. There's Ryan Bester, who resides in the Gold Coast, now Canadian. But full credit here to Michael Walker from Moama, the local player from Moama. He's got his two twin girls, Charlie and Sophie, at home. Be watching him on the big screen. He's played exceptionally well all week too.
Very, very difficult for him to come in with two highly credentialed players, but he's bowled so well, which leads me to think that Alex Marshall and Ryan Bester have done a wonderful job in making him feel extremely valuable and a part of the team, and that's an important thing.
Definitely. Definitely for the team culture, they're very comfortable. But full credit to Michael too. He's represented Victoria, so he's used to playing interstate bowls, and but when you're playing two of the world's best, but he's settled in really well, and he's played just as good as anyone else in the whole competition.
The result in the first match tonight too, Wayne, would give other teams hope, because we haven't seen New Zealand beaten much in this tournament, just the second loss. But to lose your last game before the semi-finals, just a little bit of a chink in the armour, isn't it? And would give other teams some sort of, well, OK, they are beatable, and they were well beaten too.
Yeah, definitely. So any team's got to face in the semis, you probably just make a little sly little comment there to say, oh, geez, your last game wasn't too good, was it? Bit of sledging, but they've been exceptional all the way through. But yeah, last game on TV before the big semis tomorrow night, and you want to go into that bit of confidence, but they were totally outplayed by the Gold Coast Hawks.
Where's that been from the Gold Coast? This has come up short again for Michael. So his three bowls were all pretty much grouped together. There's Dylan, not feeling well. Tonsillitis, eh?
Yeah, tonsillitis. He went to the hospital yesterday and had medical advice last night that not to play this morning. And
my daughter, my youngest, had it a couple of weeks ago with glandular fever, would you believe? And her tonsils got that bad. She was in hospital for a week.
Well, they looked at this morning, a lot of guys, and it was like a golf ball there. So
Sarah couldn't eat, couldn't drink, couldn't hardly breathe because the tonsils are that big. So maybe there's some bug going around. And Dylan's copping it today, and Wayne Turley here with me. And after this match, he's got to go and put the gold shirt on for the Suns, if that makes sense, with the Brisbane gold here as well. But the Suns at golden sun colour, and a big match for them against the Adelaide Endurance, sort of like the local derby for that side of the country as well, isn't it? Perth and Adelaide love playing against each other, South Australia, Western Australia. So we've got the Victoria derby here. We had the Queensland derby last night, and we've got the State of Origin to finish tonight with Brisbane taking on Sydney. Both teams out of the running for a top 4 berth, but pride at stake in that one, and the local crowd will be right behind the Brisbane Gold a little bit later tonight as Graham Archer's watching this.
Just sneaks around that. He's close to the jack. Good shots made, 3 of that. There's no mucking around with Ryan Bester. Very quick on the mat. No wasting time. They're looking at it. Michael Walker's looking at it. He's calling the hurry.
Ryan, run. Up to it.
Very close here.
Nice effort, wasn't it? It will cut the count.
Right,
back to 1.
Probably can get back to it.
Big thing for these games is when each side calls the power play.
Yep.
It just the momentum swings and that. If you win your power play, you're doing well to win the first set. If you lose it, well, pretty tough to win the set.
It's very hard, isn't it, to recover from not winning your power play?
Come on.
Because not only do you miss out on the double, you also have conceded obviously some shots as well. And you're normally calling it in a period of the game when you need it.
Yeah, well, it's the Perth Suns today. We had a power play called against us by Sydney Lions. They've scored a 10.
Yes.
5 shots at 10 on us, and we got one back, and then we end up winning the set 12-10. So we drop a 10 in the set and winning it, and we dropped an 8 in the other set against Melbourne and end up winning it. So it's extraordinary.
Strange stuff. Sort of sums up how bizarre this can be, this Premier League format. And just
slipping past that.
Falling off the blue.
So it's a shot here. It's hard to see whether that's a blue or black that's being held up by the marker.
I'd say at this stage will be a shot to the Roys.
It's hard to see what colour bowls are near the jack. I thought we'd got past this. This is short. He's a little bit nervous there, I think, Graham, of getting too close to destroying something. So it is 1 to the Roys. They level at 1 apiece. And a power play coming up here for the Steamers. Murray's Steamers going for the power play early. And interesting to see how long they keep Alex Marshall on the bench. What have they been doing today? They've been having him off for the whole set, or they've been having him off for 3 ends?
It's more been like the 3 ends. Like Ryan gets his 3 ends in, gets his 9 bowls, so each player has to play a minimum of 9 bowls per match. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Alex Marshall come on after the next end.
Come on, get down, mate. Down. Come on. Yeah, mate. Good way.
Bit breezy here tonight, but you've got the grandstands around, so they should affect it too much. The games during the day on the other green, there was a bit of wind blowing around, affecting the players a bit, but good start here from Michael Warfield.
You can see the Courier Mail watching the bowls. Everyone at the Courier Mail getting the paper ready tomorrow. So Dylan Fisher getting one away. Matt Flapper's on the bench and listening to us. G'day, mate. How are you?
All good, boys.
Not a bad start. 1 apiece, settle the nerves, but this is a massive game for you, isn't it?
Certainly is. If you had said to us we'd be in this position after Monday night, we certainly would have taken it, or Tuesday night rather.
Matty, the format, you just never know, do you? You were 0 and 4, and the Steamers were 5 and 0, and they've lost a few, and you've put a big roll on. But the format just allows it. You don't know if you can win or lose. Every game's different.
That's a good thing about the 8 teams that are in it, mate. That every round you've got results flying left, right, and centre. You don't know who's going to win, and everyone's good enough to beat each other.
You're about to get some help coming down shortly too, Matt. So make room.
I reckon you two boys should suit up in the Royal shirt as well.
Hang on a minute. There's a Perth Suns coming up. Game coming up soon, Matty.
I don't think the room's big enough for anyone else other than the ambassador to be supporting the Roys. He's a bit nervous at the moment. Just finished off a pork roll. And to get himself ready for this match as Michael Walker follows this bowl down. This is a big end, Matt, isn't it, with the power play for the Steamers? And that's a terrific bowl from Michael Walker. And this is the critical end, isn't it, with the power play?
Certainly is. So we need to get out of this somehow.
It's 2 shots for the Steamers.
Let's go, Arch.
And Matty, what about Dylan? Like, he's been really, really sick in hospital and that, and he's made himself available to play. He didn't have to play, but he's been that unwell. We got out of the lounge before, lying there sleeping, but full credit to him for having a game tonight.
He did, mate. We weren't sure until sort of 15 minutes ago that he'd be playing. And, he missed the first game today. Toddy substituted in.
I'll be right.
But, it's... China. No, it's good that he's out there, mate. As crook as he is, he's still been playing pretty well.
Well, that cuts the count. You've made room for the ambassador to sit next to you.
He needs to harden up, Dylan. We're playing for the Chockies here. We're playing for state pride, Flapper.
That's it, mate.
We're not mucking around.
No excuses, eh?
Look at this for a shot.
Seat at the table.
Still just the one. Fantastic shot there from Best up.
It is power play here for the Steamers. Nick Malloy on the bench. You're supposed to be unbiased here, Mick. You're supposed to be right down the middle as a commentator, but you've hoisted your colours early. And full credit to you.
I had to get down amongst it for this. This is the primary reason I've come to Brisbane. See the boys bring it home from Melbourne. And it's game on.
What if they don't bring it home, Mick? What happens to them?
They'll have to sneak back into town. There's no pressure. Flapper knows the rules. We're a very proud sporting city. Means a lot. I think they all agree. They let their state down yesterday, but they can come home strong today.
Sitting in a better situation than we were this time last year, mate.
I love it, mate.
Big chance here, isn't he, Matty? What do you reckon? Arch.
I'll back him in, mate. I'll back him in.
Power play on.
Steamers will have last bowl.
Just too wide, mate.
Doesn't like it too much.
It's a bit wide. So here's an opportunity for Ryan Bester. So it's already a shot to the Steamers with the power play. And a chance to turn that 1 into 2 into 4.
So be pretty careful. There's not much room there, so he doesn't want to give the shot away. He's guaranteed 2 already with the power play. It's going to be a delicate draw. I don't know if we're trying too hard.
Takes great nerve when you know that if you're slightly off, it could turn nasty on you, and that was just one of those bowls, wasn't it? I don't want to disturb their head. So 1 becomes 2 for the Steamers. They lead 3-1. Nick, is now the time for the power play. Have you got a word there with the coach?
Power play. Yes! Look out, Steamers! Back! That's what I'm talking about.
Big end here, power play by the Blundstone Roys. That's it.
Well, if they don't win this, that could be the set.
Definitely could be. Good call by the coach, Toddy.
He's left with little option, really. With just one end after this and down by 2. And they didn't use the power play particularly well last night when they were up 6-0 against New Zealand. When they used the power play after that, they didn't win an end or get a shot.
Great opening shot there for Michael Walker.
That wouldn't still be in their mind from last night, Mick, would it? The fact that they led 6-0, called the power play, and then never won an end after that?
Look, it wasn't the ideal preparation for tonight's game. And, yes, there was a bit of pressure mounting at home. Certain things were said. Yes, big fella. Certain things were said in the heat of the moment, mainly by me. But I'm pretty confident the guys have got what it takes. They got the ticker. They got the drive to come home over the top of the Steamers, the poorly named Steamers. Are you happy with Steamers?
Yeah, I thought you'd give it a run when you got here, Mick. But yeah, no, it's gone well for us. The name and the team's bowled very well.
What's your home club?
Moama. I think there's a few of the fellas and ladies are back there tonight. So hello to all them supporting us back home, and hopefully they get to tune in tomorrow night and watch a couple of good finals.
They are a great club at Moama. I've actually been there. That's a good bowl.
Come on, buddy. Come on, mate.
I've actually been to Moama Bowling Club, and when I got there, on the steps, you had a life-size cutout of Glen Ridge sitting there. At least I think it was a cutout. Could have actually been Glen Ridge now I think about it.
Perhaps. I think that was before my time, Mick. But yeah, no, the club's very hospitable back there, and yeah, we're going very well. So hopefully we can bring home a trophy to put at the front of the club.
Well, good luck tonight. You're an expansion side, and we're happy to have you as part of the APL, but just don't get ahead of yourselves.
Saying Milk and Laurie there. Speaking with Mick Malloy, who's been quite calm there on the bench considering what they're playing for tonight.
Come on, Snapper, hurry.
Nick, is there any sledging there for the world's best player just sitting up next to you?
Come on.
Hurry, yeah.
Alex Marshall, when's he going to get into the game?
Matthew Flapper, when he is going to get in the game as well. One shot here with the power play. Will level it up with one end to play. Mick, do you have any influence on the way they play the game? The Roys. There is Alex Marshall.
Big end here, big bowling for Ryan Bester. He's one down at the head. The Blundstone Roys holding shot. Just going to slip past.
Try, mate. Roll it down.
We can't over-exaggerate how important it is, the power play in this short format.
Yeah, all teams know that if they can win a power play, they're on the way to winning the set, but they can defend a power play as well. It's a big chance of winning the set.
How's this from Graham Archer?
Be careful here.
Slips through and maybe... No, it'll still be shot, I think.
Still got 2 seconds if you...
To the Roys. Still shot, but would have been a little bit of a nervous time on the bench there with that bowl from Graham Archer.
Big chance here from Bestie. If he reaches that bowl and turns, he can make a 3, which turns into be a 6. Is he there? Is he?
Hurry.
Is it the hurry calls there?
Hope you're here. Come on.
Saying hope you're here.
Run. Run.
Yeah, it's not far off.
Close.
It'll be
Stays up.
Rolls out.
Still got it.
Dylan Fisher still says shot.
What a big end this is.
Graham Archer, he doesn't like it. That's a shake of the head.
Just a little bit wide out that hand. If you get a little bit too wide, just hangs a bit. Here it is, Ryan Best, big chance here. Sits the bowl, makes 4, which turns into 8. Been the power play.
That's the power play for the Roys.
Oh, the Roys.
Yeah, the power play. They had the power play last end, this team.
That's right. Got ahead of myself.
That's all right. Kelvin's done it as well. So
got a big game tonight, the Perth Suns.
Yeah. So 1 becomes 2 here for Melbourne, which would tie it up at 3.
The area, Ryan.
So good area here for Ryan Bester. Plenty of weight on it. Can he knock it out? He does. Now, Mick Malloy, the pressure's on Graham Archer.
Now is not the time to panic. Now we see what the big fella's made of. I'm in Archer's corner here.
Until?
Cometh the hour, cometh the man. This is what APL is all about. Sit back and watch.
2 shots to the Steamers on the power play here of the Melbourne Roys. It's on its way. How's it looking, Mick?
Get in there.
He doesn't like it too much.
He's showing attention.
He doesn't
Get in
like
there,
it too
dive.
much.
Yeah, definitely.
Not enough.
You put them out there.
And it's not enough, and it will be 2 to the Steamers. And they're going to measure for 3.
Yeah, blue.
2 to the Steamers. That is a massive. They defend the power play. And after 4 ends, Mick Malloy, it's the Steamers 5, the Roys 1.
I know this sounds strange, but this is exactly where we want to be. We had to talk about this beforehand, and this is where we come home like a train. We go over the trenches. We go cocoa bananas. It's the Roy way.
What are we doing?
Am I right, Flapper?
That is exactly right, mate. Every chance of scoring a 4 here.
I've got a really good feeling about this end. Really good feeling. I can't shake it.
Michael Walker gets us underway. Well, 4 shots will halve the set. And I reckon that's the best they could hope for, really, Wayne, isn't it?
Yeah, they'll be looking, if they can get a 4, be looking like a miracle with Ryan Bester, because any targets, the Master Blaster, Ryan Bester, he'll just go bang, rip a few bowls out. Good start here from Dylan Fisher. There's one. There's one of the 4 they need.
It's awesome, buddy. Very good.
A little bit of a touch under the bowl there of Dylan Fisher, and just moves the jack a bit further away from Steen. He doesn't like that, does he, Dylan? As soon as he let it go, the grimace on the face.
Something similar.
It's okay. Good Tom.
Still, it's past the jack, Wayne. There's always a chance that'll come into play.
Exactly right. Mark, you've got to give yourself a chance. The jack goes more times backwards than forward, so here's Michael Walker.
Yeah, buddy.
They're looking at it.
Let's get that past. Very good.
Wasn't a bad effort.
3 good shots there. All the people back in Moama Bowling Club, be proud of him. A local man. His 2 twin daughters, Charlie and Sophie. He's played really well all week.
Hurry, mate.
Graham Archer's asking it to go. They need 4 to halve the set. So they've got 3 bowls left. And it's a big ask here for Graham Archer. How are you feeling, Mick? You still confident?
Confidence probably a bit of an overstatement, but I still think we're well in it. Seen some stuff going on down here on the bench though, and I don't want to accuse you or anything, but Alex Marshall may have been bowl tampering. I've just seen him applying something to a bowl. Now, I'm not au fait with the rules. But for me to suggest that anything untoward's going on, but it looked like he's picking the seam.
As long as they're not magnets.
What's that, Flapper?
As long as they're not magnets, mate.
Well, there'll be some kind of inquiry.
Actually, stickers going on the bowls, I think, Mick, so that we can actually see that they're their bowls, because it's impossible to see from here.
It is.
And that'll knock one out.
Well done.
That's a start.
Come the Royce.
Yep.
Mick, any chance we know when Flapper's coming in or Marshall are in the next end? Are they in? The subs?
Fair chance it could happen after this end. See what happens.
There's some talk of me actually coming on at this stage.
I reckon a flipper would probably go in handy right now.
Yep.
Are the coaches off the bench there, Mick?
Todd's up and about. This looks big.
Yeah.
Something's going down.
Is he asking for it to be ripped out of the way here, the coach? Does he want weight from Graham Archer? Bit of weight, but not as much as I thought.
They're looking.
Hold.
Looking.
Come on.
Oh, it's a good effort.
Go to Royce.
He's got one bowl left, and they've got a chance.
They do have a chance. Big chance here for Graham Archer.
So what do they do here? Shot clock's on 15. Shot clock is now on 10 seconds. What is Ryan Bester? He would have made his mind up on the walk back. Trying to draw here.
Just in time. 4 seconds to go. Probably just try and draw, get another one close. And get fourth shot.
Make it hard to get rid of.
They're pushing this.
Two in a different part of the green, doesn't it?
They're pretty happy with this shot.
Great bowl. So how does he get rid of those two now? That's the thing, isn't it? Very hard to get rid of both of those.
Big one here, mate. You can do this.
Well, there is some sort of shot on here. They're pretty confident. He's looking.
Oh, they're talking killed
Can't
now.
get a kill, I can't go for the 4.
Oh, discussion between the players and the coach.
He's got a chance of 4, and I don't think if you kill the end, they can take a time out. If you kill the end, there's no guarantee you get a chance at a 4 next time. You might as well take it while you've got it.
He's looking for the split here. He's going to come and try and get the split, and the plant gets back onto the back bowl. He stays. He's a chance for 4. He's looking. He's a split.
Oh, it was a good effort. It was a great try.
A chance of 4, so.
And that's fair enough too. And it will be 2 to the Steamers. But they were trying, it's irrelevant whether or not the score in this set really at the moment. They just want to try and halve that set. But the first set goes to the Steamers. 7 shots to 1. We'll take a break and come back with all-important second set.
Saturday, every fight matters at the Mahindra Super 8 Super Fight Night. High-speed, high-impact boxing will leave the last man standing in the Super 8. Then in the Super Fights, Kiwi #1 David Alua in a grudge match with the Bull Anthony McCracken. And the WBA heavyweight title is on the line as Shane Cameron battles Super 8 champ Kali Meehan. The Mahindra Super 8 Super Fight Night. Saturday live, Sky Arena. To purchase, text Super 8 to 4024. Brought to you by Rockstar Energy Drinks.
Dad's not going anywhere. Neither are we. NZI, backing business.
What's in my total span shed? A few little things that really matter.
Well, the cat loader, trucks, the office, the whole show. Who can build you a shed made for work and life? Who can total span?
Worn shock absorbers can reduce your vehicle's ability to stay on the road through corners and in high winds. Wearing out gradually, you may not notice until it's too late. Get the shock shop to check your shocks for total peace of mind.
Welcome back to Pine Rivers Memorial Bowls Club in the northwestern suburbs of Brisbane. Bray Park is in fact the suburb that this Bowls Club is in. Pine Rivers is the region of Brisbane. It's a beautiful night tonight, and it is 5 to 7 Brisbane time. So we have no daylight saving up here, and the further north you get, the less twilight you have. And so at about 6:30 on a summer's night, bang, the lights go off and it becomes dark. So 5 to 7, you could see it was pitch black outside. This is the end of spring. Summer's just around the corner. Important set. Matthew Flapper is on for the Melbourne Roys. And interesting here, Wayne, that Ryan Bester takes a seat for the Steamers for Alex Marshall to come on.
Go off the hand, snapper.
So it'll be Archer versus Marshall as the skips in this one.
Well done, Matty.
Yeah, definitely a tactic they've used today. Bester comes on to skip, and they bring Marshall on for the second set. After winning the first set, it's a big advantage to the Murray Steamers. Trying to avoid going to that elusive tie-break, the one-end shootout.
Okay. Great shot, mate. Good.
Michael Walker's been very consistent through the whole event leading up, so I think it's a bit of a tactic. They've said, just leave him there, just get the bowls around the head and let the two of the best bowlers in the world do the rest of the business.
We've got a long mat and a medium jack for this end.
Come on, Matty, you play that. Up.
The equation is quite simple now for the Melbourne Roys.
Another shot, mate.
They must win this set. If they don't, they're out.
Exactly. There's a couple of teams on the sideline. Adelaide Endurance, Perth Suns nervously watching this game because the Murray Steamers win. They're both safe and through the semis. If not, it comes down to a do-or-die match the next round. Michael Walker, what a shot.
Draw it there, mate.
Backhand now for Flapper.
Australian represented the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow recently. And the man walking up, Alex Marshall, won 2 gold medals at Glasgow, his home country. An absolute legend in Scotland, a legend in the world. As we all know, the best player in the world.
He's performed as such in this tournament so far. He's been a terrific skip for the Steamers. And take out the last game for the Blackjacks, Harley Forsyth has been just as good for the New Zealand Blackjacks as well.
He's been outstanding. He's running shots. I don't think he's missed one. I know his last game was probably a little bit disappointed, but
good first
yeah, but Ali Forsyth from Tarrant Point Bowling Club in Sydney. Been there for like 5 or 6 years now. Still representing New Zealand. But he's been deadly. He's been on fire all the way through. That's not taking away from Shannon McElroy and Joe Edwards as well.
Absolutely.
Huge
well,
team effort.
It takes a team to win any match, but let alone to only drop 2 matches in 15.
We're going now, mate. Come on, China.
Getting excited about this one.
Come on, Arch.
Is he close, Arch?
Right shot, buddy. One.
Ooh, the boat climbing shot here.
It just has to go that far.
I just thought it ran on a bit far. I think the short bowl of the Steamers is the shot bowl.
Definitely agree there, Mark. I think just he needed to fall in there. Graham Arch, he bowls falls in, he would have got shot, but
Good home, mate. Good effort. Well done. Good. I don't mind
Just a bit of protection there.
Yeah, mate. Take his place.
2 great mates, Graham Archer, Alex Marshall. from Scotland.
Bet you they wouldn't have thought 5 years ago they'd be playing against each other at Pine Rivers under lights with music, massive crowd, live television in Australia in a Premier League, would they?
They're definitely not. Definitely not. One playing for the Blundstone Melbourne Roys. One playing for the Murray Steamers. And full credit to the Murray Steamers as well. Getting the best player in the world, Alex Marshall, to play with them. Makes a bit more excitement to this event, knowing that the best players want to come out and play in Australia, the APL, with $110,000.
So big bowl here for
Just going to try again.
Graham Archer.
One, mate.
Just try and turn them.
Quite similar, mate. Same idea.
15 seconds left on the shot clock.
Just trying to play his forehand here underneath the front bowls and trying to turn the shot bowl out or get to the jack.
Hurry, buddy.
The hurry call's out. They're getting interested.
Come on, mate.
Will it get there?
I'm just going to feel it.
I don't know that it'll get there, will it? Not far off, but it will be a shot for the Steamers. I'm not sure. There is the inside of the Pine Rivers Bowls Club. We make our way out onto the veranda, the balcony, with the view out for APL 2. It's a terrific setup here. Northwestern suburbs, the city of Brisbane, Queensland. And a start the Steamers were after in their second set. They lead 1-0 after taking the first comfortably 7 shots to 1.
Up yet, Mikey. Oh, yeah, good effort, mate.
Yeah, it's not a bad start there either.
See both coaches over there contemplating where they're going to play their power play. I think the Murray Steamers might hold back. They've been going early, a couple of ends occasionally.
It didn't harm them in the last set. At the moment, that's the difference between the two sides, the use of the power plays. That was won by the Steamers and not by the Roys. Can't afford to leave anything behind now.
That wee bit, Mikey.
Drama in Wayne's can bar.
Something's happening in Wayne's can bar.
I'll have to send raving reporter Mick Malloy out to find out about that. Drama. Night 3. Doesn't worry Wayne too much. He just turned around and decided to watch the bowls again.
Hold money.
Flappers on its way. It's
got to get past it.
It doesn't.
Ooh.
Drop that, mate.
His weight was good as
It
well.
was, wasn't it?
His weight was very good.
Yeah, good line, Mikey.
Alex Marshall. That must give a bloke a great thrill when you let one go and Alex Marshall says good line.
Look at this for a shot from Michael. Well, look at this. Sensational shot. Particularly going that way. A few players have been struggling a little bit, but...
There you go, Jack Hayes here. That's a yard. Draw down.
Imagine if you said to Michael Walker a couple of weeks ago, I said...
Yeah. Well, put it into context, Wayne. It's like, you know, if golf is your sport, it's like being asked to play, you know, in a foursomes with Adam Scott or Tiger Woods or Rory McIlroy, or play doubles with, you know, Roger Federer or Novak Djokovic and be treated as an equal and perform as their equal as well.
It's very unique, this game of bowls, that you can go play in a local tournament somewhere, an event, and knowing that you can play against the #1 player in the world or #1 player in Australia. It's you can't really walk down to your local golf course and have a game against, you say, Tiger Woods or tennis against Roger Federer. But bowls, you can go to a local club, local event, a tournament, and some of the best players in Australia and the world will be there, and you get to play against them.
Drop, Alex. You're in, mate.
Good shot there. Alex Marshall will be happy with that. Big in this from the Blundstone Roys here. Under the pump.
Well, their season is on the line here.
Right, next one.
That's 4 at the moment for the Steamers. This is... I think Mick Malloy's gone to the airport. He's organising something for the Roys, and it may not be good at the moment. They trail 4 shots on this end. The only option for them tomorrow, the Roys, might be jack attack, as they may not be involved in the Premier League semi-finals tomorrow.
Jack attack, what a fantastic initiative that is. Don't forget at home, all those people watching this, you get down to your local club. There's the website there, www.jackattack.com.au. You can play exactly the same format we play here on TV.
Come on,
clubs throughout Australia. Get down there and have some fun from the kids.
Come on.
Everyone can enjoy themselves in Jack Attack.
Well played, mate.
There's junior Jack Attack as well, the foam bowls. There's plenty of goodies going on. And get down to your local clubs and support Jack Attack.
Foam bowls? They
are, the little junior Jack Attacks. The little foam bowls they are. So the little kids at school don't hurt themselves because the bowls are quite heavy. Got a little bias on them. They can play in the school hall. They can play out the hallways. And have a little go at junior Jack Attack.
Graham Archer has got 1 bowl left after Alex Marshall.
Just a touch quicker, I think, Alex.
Good home, mate. It's all right.
Happy where it's going to go.
Ball's in there.
But Graham was able to cut the shot count with his last bowl.
Second, mate.
So it's one and a measure. It was 4 there at one stage. So 1 and a measure is a little bit more reasonable, but they still need to start winning ends. They've only won 1 end in this match.
Here comes Archer. Needs a big shot here. Keep the Blundstone Roys in the match. Has to get around that front bowl, turn his own bowl. It just looks a fraction under. And
it is.
Oh, don't turn that up too hard.
Oh, it's just rolled back, I think. I think it's still just a shot. It might be a measure, though. It is going to be measured. So 1 at the moment to the Steamers. That would be devastating for the Roys. They turned the bowl in of the Steamers to... Could even be 3 here, Wayne. They're measuring another one.
There's a big result in. Oh, there goes a great one.
That's 2. 2. So it's 2 to the Steamers. They now lead 3-0 after taking the first set 7-1. So it is just 1 end so far that has been won by the Roys, and this is all or nothing now, isn't it? Power play to the Melbourne Roys, and if they don't win this, you would think it would be very hard and maybe, just maybe, out of their reach to make it through to the semi-finals.
Huge end here, calling the power play. This end is trying to get them back in the match and keep their season alive for a chance to win the APL Premier League.
We'll come and find you.
A huge end in it. Matty Flapper to get one nice and close to start with. But the consistent player out of all of them has been Michael Walker from Moama. He's been really consistent, setting the heads up, getting the bowls just in the area.
He's just come up a bit short there as Matt Flapper.
Hey, Matty, come on out.
Just going a touch, but in a handy home there.
1 yard. Draw with a shot. So it's fun to try and run up it.
Well, can Flapper correct here? That's the question. He needs to. They need some inspiration from somewhere. They need to get some momentum going.
Get out. Get out.
Well, there we go. There's a shot.
Ball's back in as well. So Walker straight onto the mat. Doesn't muck around.
Stay up, Mikey. Stay up, Mikey.
Just get around that.
Wasn't much in that. If he got around there, it would have been in a terrific spot. Last bowl here for Matt Flapper. Power play end for the Melbourne Royals.
And advantage to the Blundstone Royals after the Leeds have finished their playing. And it's pretty close again here, I think. He's getting down his haunches, wants to get around that front one. Wants to get around it.
That's what they needed, the Royals. Good bowl there from Matty Flapper, and they hold 2 with the power play. That makes it 4. But Alex Marshall is on his way down to the mat. You just never feel comfortable, do you? You just...
See now the Steamers with the white stickers on their bowls, make it a little bit easier to pick up.
Work hard, mate.
They want him to turn hard and come late. The bowl will turn very late.
It's a pretty handy first bowl,
Ball's
isn't
in.
it? And it will be shot, or at least a measure. It's close.
Be 1, mate. 1 down.
Oh.
Yeah, so 2 up to 1 down.
What a shot. First bowl, Alex Marshall. You think you're safe holding a couple, then you've got the greatest player in the world just comes down and easy does it, just draws the shot.
Says thank you.
Come on, pal. Then you get up. Drop. Pretty good shot, mate.
It's not a bad reply from Graham Archer, is it either?
Same again, mate. Yep.
So picking the same hand here. He might just be happy if he just gets past his own to cover that little trail that Archer could trail that jack and make it 3, would be a 6.
In the area, mate.
He's happy. I think he's going to be pretty happy with this goes.
Good effort.
Get a roll out of the grey, mate.
They're interesting, these power plays, aren't they? It is such a pivotal part of the Premier League. Graham Archer, he knows that they have to win this end with their power play if they are to stay not only in this match, but in the APL.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is a terrific effort, and that is shot. That's a toucher, and it could be 3. It could be 3. Now, that would be exciting if Alex Marshall wasn't walking back to the mat.
Exactly. He's looking at it, taking his time. He's got 17 seconds on the shot clock. What a big shot there. Gets to the bowl, turns on the jack. Could have made a 3 here. Down to 10 seconds.
Wow. 8 seconds. 5 seconds and he gets it away.
And hard hand to run on too. They're going a little bit straight here.
Bit of weight, and he gets the jack.
And a rebound.
It'll be spotted. And where was the... There's only one touching bowl out there. Now,
it's a long measure. 2 down.
2 down. He's done it again.
What a shot from that hand.
But there
is a pretty hard hand.
There is plenty of room here for Graham Archer.
Well, he should draw this.
Salvage something.
Draws this for a 2.
But even though he shortened, he narrowed the count down to 1. But just that shot. Look at that from Graham Archer too. That's terrific. Yeah. That was fantastic from both players. And so that counts as 2. And the Roys stay alive. I have no idea what's happened to Mick Malloy. The pressure's most probably getting to you. Mick, where are you?
Well, I'm glad to hear the Roys are still alive, but I'm down here now on the balcony with the next generation of great bowlers who will be taking part in epic confrontations like that. I'm here with Cassie. How are you, Cassie?
Good.
And what year are you in at school, Cassie?
Year 7.
Year 7. And what about you, Jolo? What year are you in?
Year 7.
Year 7 as well. Now, what have you been doing all week?
We've been practicing lawn bowls.
Lawn bowls. And one day, do you want to go up and be like these guys?
Definitely.
What have you learnt this week?
We've learnt different types of strategies to win games.
Well, that's fantastic. And what about you, Jello? Do you think it's something you might want to do when you get older?
Definitely.
And your teacher's here. What's your name?
I'm Emma.
Hi, Emma. How have you gone with the kids? Have they behaved themselves this week?
They've been very, very well behaved, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. It's a great thing to get the kids involved in, and we really look forward to seeing them grow up and be part of this great sport. Back to you.
Thanks, Mick. jackattack.com.au. Get involved at the local club, register your team, and have a bit of fun. That's what it's about. You can get down there and have fun and also play competitively and learn the strategies, as the kids were saying there too, because you can pick up a bowl and you can have a crack, but the strategies are what separates the good from the bad as well.
Amazing they're talking strategies at that age in the game of bowls, but it's a fantastic game, bowls. It doesn't matter what age you are, young or old, what disability you have, you can get out there and have a go. And Jack Attack allows that, and Junior Jack Attack allows that. To get out to your clubs. Big end this. Power play for the Murray Steamers. They win this end. I think they're the Melbourne Royals, the Blundstone Royals are in big trouble.
They started okay. So your Sun boys out the back warming up too.
Yeah.
Cheerleading champion from Cambridge, Clive Adams out there.
He's out the back. Thomas Mitchell.
Chomping at the bit.
He loves it.
To get out.
Love his passion, Clive.
Sure, Tom Mitchell and Jeremy Henry were separated at birth somehow, and one went one way and one went the other.
We've got a bit of size in our team.
Chip again, mate. Played 2 good ones there.
Getting down to some serious stuff here for the Roys.
This one's got to stay up. He just wants this one to stay up and get best backward and cover the back. If there's any attacking shot. Does it stay? It does.
It does. There are your boys. There's Tom. The instructions for him just behind us here. Coming up, I suppose the Southwestern Derby, the Adelaide Endurance up against the Solar Game Perth Suns.
They'll be a bit nervous out there back there, knowing that this result determines if both sides are safe or they're playing off to make the semi-final. But still, pride will be on hand if, as a dead rubber. But there's a big shot here.
Good effort from Adelaide to be in this position 2 years in a row.
Big shot here. They're looking at it.
Falls in. Measure. One down, says Michael Walker. Marker says measure. Alex Marshall steps up to the mat, which is well forward.
His hand being a big swooper, but a little bit too far. It hangs out there.
Alex, run, mate. Run.
They need to run.
Run.
He's pretty close. Does he get to the jack?
Great shot, Alex.
Has he got to the jack?
Awesome.
What a shot. The world's best player.
What can you say? Oh. Shelling peas.
He just cool. He just walks around, no problems at all. 2 gold medals this year at Glasgow in the Commonwealth Games.
And what it also does, Graham Archer, you know, he looks up and goes, well, okay, what do we do now? And the shot clock is down to 7.
It's interesting to hear Alex Marshall's chasing this up. So he's only got 30 seconds once this bowl comes to rest. They're getting interested in it.
Come on, China.
Here is, he's close to the jack. They're getting down.
What an effort. It just rolled out, though. It's pretty close. Terrific shot. Low 5 with Alex Marshall and Graham Archer.
Yeah, no, it's the Blundstone Royals have got it.
Yeah, the Steamers say it's a shot to the Roys. The clock winding down.
What a big end this is. Season on the line for the Blundstone Royals, Melbourne Royals, and Alex Marshall trotting down. He doesn't like it too much. Looks a fraction wide.
Good effort, mate. Really good.
He doesn't leave too many short, does he?
Always gives himself a chance. That's the best thing about the players. No wasting the bowls. Limit their bad ones and their good ones. Just if they reach the head. But he's got last bowl, Alex, so.
What is he going to do here, Graham Archer? It's a pretty congested head there. Any movement of the jack could be really deadly here for the Roys.
Big chance he might even put a blocker in up here. Just leave something up a little bit halfway up the green.
Because it is a power play for the Steamers, so the nullification of the power play could prove critical.
He was trying to put a blocker in, but just
didn't work.
He needed to be wider than that. His weight was good, just something in the eye, but unfortunately finished on the line, not in the way at all. Here we go.
Massive moment, not only in the context here of this match, in the context of the APL.
Sure is.
If they win this end, the Steamers, that could be it for the Roys.
I'd say goodbye to the Roys.
Watching intently is the great man.
Look at this. That's it. They wanted to drop. They wanted to drop.
Look at this. Look at this.
Look at this.
Unbelievable. The greatest bowler in the world comes up with a great shot at the right time.
They're off the bench.
Alex Marshall, you are a genius. Superb bowling from a superb bowler under enormous pressure, and he may have sealed the fate of the Melbourne Roys.
Have you ever seen someone as good as him at home? Alex Marshall, we're lucky to have him out in Australia. He has played for Barilla down the Wollongong area, come out and play for them. Amazing, amazing. We're so blessed to have him out here playing in the APL. Amazing, what a shot.
Just incredible.
We need to get the replay up for that.
And the interesting thing there, to look at Michael Walker's first bowl here. The interesting thing there too, Wayne, is while that shot was great, and Graham Archer will be ruining his bowl before and not blocking that.
Exactly. He really was trying to block him to try and force him to play a little bit of weight or try and get around the bowl. And that.
He knew.
He definitely knew. Graham Archer knew that he had to get in his way. Really had to get in his way, and he'd be disappointed. But full credit to Graham Archer. He played 2 fantastic bowls himself.
That is bowls of the highest quality. You will not see any better than that. Those last 6 bowls at the end of that end, bottle that and send that round the world to say this is what the sport's about.
What about all these people here watching it live at the Pine Rivers Club? They'd be loving it.
Everyone around Australia on Fox Sports and around New Zealand on Sky Sports. And guy, you've got to be impartial here, but I just hope we get to see the Steamers in the final, so we get to see Alex Marshall twice more.
We know he's in the final now, so...
no, I mean, win the semi and get into the final, so we see him in the semi and the final.
Yeah, that'd be great. Hope he's playing the Perth Suns. But if you're in the Brisbane area and you haven't been down to Pine Rivers yet, the big night tomorrow night of finals, get down here and see it live. I know everyone can see it at home at Fox, but great atmosphere.
Yeah, I'll do.
Just that much behind me is good.
Well, been fortunate enough to see some of the best in the world in their chosen sports. A whole range of different sports, and Alex Marshall in lawn bowls is right up there. Been fortunate enough to see him at the World Championships and to see him here as well. And it's not as if he just does it every now and again. It's consistent. No mess, no fuss, just plays.
Exactly.
Plays brilliantly.
Full credit to Michael Walker. He's played the whole 2 sets as well. Leading up, put the bowls in the head.
Nice start here from Matt Flapper. They need 6 shots. They hold 2 at the moment. And here is this final bowl that seals the fate for the Roys and seals a spot in the playoffs for a couple of other teams as well.
Look at him, he's just walking down, chasing it. He wants it to bend. His weight is unbelievable precisely. He's calling it, drop Mickey, gets the jack.
Did not even touch either bowl.
No. All to the bench. They know how lucky they are to have the best player in the world sitting with them.
Bit unfortunate for the Roys when they had to win to make the semi-finals. They are playing the Steamers and Alex Marshall's in the opposition side. But it's been a team effort. Ryan Bester was involved. Alex Marshall didn't play the first set, and they won it 7-1.
A few tactics they've brought in, but full credit to the Blundstone Melbourne Roys. They lost 4 in a row, then won 5 in a row to get themselves into contention. Unfortunately, just got beat by a bit of class on the night.
I don't think he likes this, Alex.
He'll just be putting them past the jack. I think you might find they might have to nominate a kill. to try and give himself a 6. Chance for a 6, but I don't like their chances. They'll put the nominate. Oop, timeout.
Try and stay there.
Yeah, Oren, yep, I do, yep. Half of that, mate, land him out.
They didn't call the timeout, or did they? Clock stopped, so maybe, oh, now the clock's going again. Maybe they didn't call it. I didn't see a signal. And it's a good effort, but it doesn't get the result they're after.
Alex just putting one round the tee, round the back.
They hold shot, the Roys, but they need 6. They need everything. They need someone to run out there on the green and pick up all the bowls of the Steamers and run off. And Mick Molloy's lurking. Kill is the signal.
There's
Here's
the nominate kill. The big drive coming up here. Watch out, Mick. Could be coming your way.
Look out. I'm ready. I'm in the gully.
Yes, gully. Maybe a 4th slip.
I'm in the gully. I'm all hands.
Here it comes. Has to stay alive. He's missed the lot with Graham Archer, and that is it. That is the end of the competition for the Melbourne Roys. And another win. One shot to the Roys to finish 7-3 the second set. But in the end, it was that bowl of Alex Marshall that got the Murray Steamers home. And for the first time, they're into the semi-finals in their first appearance. And Michael Walker's down there with Alex Marshall and Tom Chadwick.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Firstly to you, Alex. I'll tell you what, on that power play, you pulled out something special, didn't you?
Yeah, great. Obviously, Graham Archer played 2 absolutely fantastic bowls to get out of trouble on our power play end, but I managed to get with my last ball and get 2 shots. But, you know, this man's been awesome all tournament, so take my hat off to Mike. He's been superb.
Michael, yourself, how much have you learnt from this bloke?
Oh, it's just incredible. Just to be playing a game with Alex, let alone against him, it's just incredible. That's why he's the world best. Just when the heat pressure's up, he plays the big shots, and he's just a top bloke as well.
Yeah, and importantly, you pretty much finished second now, which is going to be really important going into the semis.
Spot on, spot on. Blackjacks are the ones to watch at the moment. They're just consistent. Yeah, their depth there. All of them can play in each position, so they're the ones to watch.
Good man, good luck.
Cheers, thank you.
Okay, time for a break on Fox Sports. After the break, it is match 3. It is Adelaide up against Perth.
Live from Vector, Breakers United, Friday, Sky Sport 1.
Ah, the great Kiwi summer camping holiday, always full of surprises. This Coleman event shade, perfect for rain or shine, save $150. And own the campsite with this epic king-size cooler chair. Save on Coleman at the Hunting and Fishing Camping Sale.
If you're planning a new home, consider a better way to build. With Axis Steel for Framing. Steel framing is dimensionally very accurate, which means straight and true walls. And all for a similar price as traditional framing. Axis Steel for Framing, the better way to build.
Oh, this looks absolutely average. Don't give him a sock face, give him a Samsung face.
Like this Samsung Galaxy A4 Lite for $99, plus you can get 3 gigs free data over 3 months. That's 1 gig each month. Skinny for Christmas, it's that simple.
I don't believe in less. I go all the way. Be true to yourself, I say. Makes me a man of success. Makes me the man of today.
Boss Bottled. Fragrance for men.
I'm around the way. It's your cardio for the week. Keith, here, brave, another one.
Driving.
All right, man.
Yeah, I must too.
A lower alcohol limit for drivers aged 20 and over applies from December 1.
Hey, let me see your blah blah. Shake that thing like it's Mardi Gras. Let me see your blah blah. Shake
Milk.
that thing like it's Mardi
Shakes.
Gras.
Made with Rio ice cream. At Carl's Jr.
Vital safety systems like anti-lock brakes and stability control are less effective with worn shock absorbers. Good shocks keep your tyres on the road, so you can control your vehicle and brake confidently. Get the Shock Shop to check your shocks for total peace of mind.
Introducing Gardenia's new Superflex hose with Power Grip. It stays where it needs to stay, yet goes where it needs to go. Free of toxins, twists and knots. Gardena, because we're passionate about your garden too.
To catch a forger, they'll go head to Itty.
Sometimes I even surprise myself.
A genius episode, Scorpion, Friday, Prime.
Best goals you are likely to see in the Australian Premier League. Welcome back to Club Pine Rivers. Joining me, Mark Braybrook. Alex Marshall is number one for a reason, isn't he?
Absolutely. He's absolutely brilliant. It was a performance that I suppose we'll long remember. That bowl didn't touch either bowl, straight through, got the jack, ended the season for the Melbourne Royals and got the Murray Steamers straight through into the semi-finals. And in their first year, that's an outstanding performance.
Yeah, really important, isn't it? I guess let's look at the current standings. At the New Zealand Blackjacks currently on 24. They cannot be toppled from the first. Now, interesting to note that the top four is essentially decided after the Melbourne Royals lost that match previously. But in the meantime, let's go to our man, Jack Everett.
Ladies